Yo, this is Addict, and this is my rankings for the NFM stages regarding racing. So I have a little notepad here, and I talked to the top tier racers. I talked to Dunford Chan, Jig NFM, and these are the categories I decided to have an actual racing stage, overtake areas, the skill involved in the stage, alternate routes, and obviously my bias because my opinion is fact. So we're gonna go alphabetical order here. Arrested by the Man. If we pull up, it's not an actual racing stage. I think all, if not C. So I think Arrested already starts at C. Overtake areas, there's a couple. There's not much skill involved, and there's a decent alternate routes. My bias, it's just a C tier. Like, most of these stages are gonna be C tier, if we're gonna be honest. So like Centrifugal Rush, like no one's racing. I'm putting D. Confusion, now pull the bias up, or this notepad up. I think Confusion is a really niche pick. There's a lot of skill involved, a lot of overtake areas, a lot of some alternate routes. My bias, B. My opinion is just fact. Contrary to popular belief, D. Dances? Alright, an actual stage. I'm gonna talk about the actual stages after, like, my entire tier list, but I'm gonna still slap it an A. Well, I'll talk about it later. Diggers, D. Snake, D. Now, Fairground. Let me pull up what RZ had to say. RZ, the only person who runs these stages. Fairground pros, roller coaster roads offer unique gameplay. Cons, extremely punishing for missing checks. He says the checks are too, like, the common theme is the checks are too punishing for Fairground. I think it's a niche pick. I'll put it in B. It's not Arrested or any of these trash stages for racing. 40VS. You can't say anything about that. Ghost of Magic. It's just. I'll give it B. I'll put it B because it's not as bad as people think it is. There's some skill involved, like the half pipes, and there's like some skill and there's some overtake. So I'll put it in B. It's not Arrested. Grapefruit, A. I don't. This is hard. I think I want to put it. I'll put it A. I'll put it A. I might move it later. I've been thinking about that recently. He's Coming for You. I can say it's a C. It's like a NASCAR, you know? There's not much skill, but it's not like as cancerous centrifugal, however you say it. Intro stage, D. Let the Dream, B. That's an actual racing stage, in my opinion. Majestic, C. Maximum Overfly. Now, Addict Bias wants to say this, okay? But let's think about it. There's plenty of overtake areas. There's so much skill involved. There's alternate routes. Like, I can't put it. It just has to be A. Instead, I hate the stage, but I had to put an A. Boom, boom, bada, boom. It goes into B. Quake Ownage. Ours didn't really say much. I'm gonna put this on C. I don't really like. You see, if we zoom in, you see that little. Where is it? You see that little thing over there? Hate it. The little launch pad. I don't know if you guys can see my cursor. Oh, you guys, but I hate that thing. Rocket Arena, D. Roll. Spacewalk. Put in B. Santa's? I can see. Okay, yeah, A. Beach Arcade. It's just a worse dances. I'll put in C, honestly. I don't like it. Because, like, the start is just so much different and so much worse. I'll put it B. Alright, back to Evil Crown. Evil RZ. He says, challenging to hit the checks could allow for a higher skill cap. Challenging to hit the checks, Keck W, too punishing if missing. So, I think it's just gonna get the same Fairground treaty. Fast as cancer. Like, there's no point. Like, it's so bad. I don't know why Optimal. Every time you see Team Oxide play or Optimal play, he always picks this for racing. I don't know why. It's just no point. It's just based on position. Just There's so much luck involved. Garden, where's he? He's coming. It goes worse than that because of the mod. Gun Run, S. Intro, here. Wait. Yeah, okay. Mad Party, Cancer. Stretch, Cancer. Twisted, it could be seen. It's like the same thing as Let the Dream Begin. And then Endangers D. Okay. Now, let's talk about the actual stages. 4DV, I think 4DV is... It's not the hard... I was talking to Ulti about this actually before making this video. It's not a hard stage. It just has so much overtake potential and alternate routes that it has to be an S tier stage. Because like no one can really complain about 4DV. Because you could always come back. Like if you're better than your opponent, you should win the stage every time. Gun Run as well. I think Gun Run is the hardest racing stage, and it seems really easy, but the basic ramps, you have to clip perfectly every time. You have to, you have to smooth turn every, check perfectly. You have to side glide in between the crevice to, get a really good time. And there's a lot of overtake potential. You can clip the last checkpoint. You can do a lot of things. I think it's really nice. There's no alternate routes, however, but it's still the best stage in my opinion. Dances, I think you pick dances if you're really consistent because, the green bumps or you take another route, there's alternate routes. I think if you're really consistent, dances is the best stage for you. If you're really, consistent mechanically. You basically, on dances, it's not if you're faster than the opponent, it's the less mistakes you make. You could say that, in Gun Run you make less mistakes, you go faster, but I think in dances, it really affects your time. Because if you take the full ramp, you lose, you mess up on the half pipe, you lose, if you don't turn properly, you lose, you BLG, you lose. There's just a lot more intricacies in dances than Gun Run that I think mistakes matter. I think in 4DV you can catch up whatever because it's a very unique stage that even if you make one or two mistakes, you can still race fine because not everyone's gonna be perfect, but people are perfect in dances, and there's not many places to mess up. But if you're really consistent, you'll, top 3 every time. Grapefruit, in my opinion, takes the most skill. Gun Run's hardest, but I think... Ulti was saying how, in Grapefruit, getting 3 checkpoints only gets you, 0.03 second or 0.3 seconds. I disagree with him personally. I think he does it so often that he forgets how, bad the player base is, and how, if you get those 3 checkpoints, you think you're absolutely, the best player in the world. So I think Grapefruit is the hardest, but the risk versus reward on these 3 checkpoints it's not worth it, in my opinion, but I think if you can get it every time, you'll just win. And then Maximum, I hate this stage. The dirt is really annoying. You can get hit, you launch, if you're on 3rd lap, your 2nd place you want to overtake, you take the grass path, you don't get the bounce, and then you go 5th. It's just, there's a lot of luck, but I have to, I have to put it there because there's overtake, there's skill, a lot of skill, honestly. Alternate routes. The bias doesn't make it an S. I think a lot of people put it up here, but I put it here because it's biased. And then, wherever this should just... there should just be, a new... It's just rolling. Alright, there we go. I think if... The only reason you pick the stage for cheating... Personally, I think you're just cheating if you pick the stage. No one wants to play it. If you're good, you don't want to play. You're bad, you don't even want to play it. It's just a bad stage. Rolling's the worst racing stage in this game. And I don't even race, and I hate it. And everyone hates it. Toa hates it, Ulti hates it, no one hates it. Everyone hates it. If you pick the stage, you're cheating. I don't care. You should just be disqualified. I'd rather play, Quake Ownage or Snake Dance than play Rolling. Because at least I have, a chance of overtaking the Snake Dance sometimes. In Rolling, I can't. Unless I get ghosted through me, then you're just cheating. You're just cheating. I don't know. Dude, I'm getting too heated. I have 2 more things to do. Alright, now we move on to the wasting section. So... Alright, well, same thing. You guys already saw the first time. I'm gonna put a timestamp for, the section, whatever. I'll do it later. I don't know when I'm talking. But wasting, what I actually can talk about. All right, so the biases. Oh, I forgot that I had a bias. Okay, so it's an actual wasting stage, if not C. Obstacles, obviously, not too big, not too small. We don't have 5 hours. Addict bias, cool. Arrested. Wait, hold on. I hate arrested. Oh, wait, I forgot that I had the little. I don't care. Literal cancel is just only for racing. If we're keeping it real, arrested's probably like a B for me. Not a big fan. There's too much luck involved with bumps and like getting roll spins off it. I'm not a big fan. There's obstacles, yes. It's small, sure, but the dirt bumps are so annoying to play. Centrifugal, I put it B as well. I think it's way too small. Way too small. There's not many ramps. It's such a cluster. Confusion, not even. Like no way. Contrary, I put it A. I could see it being picked. I can see it being picked over these two. I'd rather play on Contrary, if we're being honest. Dances, like what? Diggers. Diggers is an A, but people are gonna say, oh, it's too big. I don't care. I think it's really good. There's enough. Like, sure, in the 1v1, it's really annoying, but you have to think about it allows players to be a lot more versatile, and you know they can do the things you can stunt, they can run around, and good players will punish that. Obviously, you can hit a lot here. I think it's a really good stage if you have a lot of teamwork. That's why it's A. Snake Dance. I think Snake Dance is S. Just not many ramps. It's a good size, and you can get the teamwork. You can corner them without the ramps, you know, in the down, like the down area. I think it's a really good stage. Fairground. What? Like no. No. He's coming. I think he's coming. It's S tier. Obstacles. Not too big, not too small. It's a really good stage. Enough ramps. It takes a decent bit of skill to stunt around. You can use the obstacles, you know, to debate if you're in like a 1v2, 1v3 situation. This intro stage, C. Let to Dream, a worse Contrary in my opinion, so it's gonna be in C. Majestic, B. Obstacles, you know, not too big, not too small. It's very unique. You can have like a lot of 1v1s in like a 3v3 game because it separates the map a little bit. Max overflies D. Narrow D. Quick ownage D. Rocket Arena. Let's see what RZ had to say about Rocket Arena. Different from usual wasting stages, and using more parts can allow for unique wasting style. Cons, too square, Launch ramps are problematic for some. Yeah, I agree. C. Rolling, not a wasting stage. Spacewalk, not a wasting stage. Santos, no. Evil Clown, no. Garden. I'll put a B. The mod's so bad. The mod is so bad. It's gonna be B. This intro stage. A. B. I think this intro stage is obviously better than this one, but it's too small. It's too small, not many ramps, really chaotic for 3v3s. It's only good if you want to 1v1. If it's 1v1, it's S tier, or like not S, like A. But Mad Party, like C. No one wants to play that. Stretch. Twisted, I think it's below. Snake, I hate the bumps. I hate that it's a little too big. I like the ramps ideas. I think it's very good, but it's not as good as Snake Dance. You can do cool things like Blitz does with the dirt bumps and everything, but besides that, it's just like a very standard wasting stage. When in Danger, I could put it... Addict Bias wants to put it here, but I think it belongs in A. I think it's just a better... It's a better Majestic Duty, in my opinion. It's much more... It's like half Majestic Duty, you know? It's very compact. There's a lot of obstacles. Rails, you can do stuff. Like, I was watching... I think it was UF versus MW. One person guarded one side of the rails, and the other person guarded the other side in like Sandwich Racer. It was sick. I think this is the list. I'll talk about these. So Snake Dance, as I mentioned, teamwork. You can have a lot of teamwork in this stage. He is coming. Really skillful stage. You can use the obstacles. You can stunt. You can land hit a lot. I think there's a lot of potential with this stage. Contrary. This is my bias personally. I like Contrary for 3v3 and maybe 4v4. I think the stage part where it's like all the way out with like the one basic ramp. I think that can be really helpful. I think there's like the dirt bumps and the ramps can catch people out. The grass is there. I think it's a really good stage. Diggers, it's just really good for 3v3. A lot of teamwork. Obviously, you could tell I'm biased for teamwork because every team I really play for has a lot of teamwork. You know, Toa, Nitro, Sox. We all have this. We play a lot together, and we have a lot of teamwork, so we can work. And I'm sure SF has the same mentality with like Phi, Dex, Ulti. That's why you see them always pick Diggers, because they have so much chemistry and teamwork that you can, you know, pass. There's a lot of room to pass players with. Twisted. It's just the worst Snake Dance in my opinion, with the luck of Arrested's bumps. I think like it's just a mixture of these two stages without like the obstacles, obviously, but I think it's just a worse stage. A worse stage. I don't know if that's a word. When in Danger, a better Majestic. Obstacles, you know, the rails, a lot of teamwork involved, but not too much teamwork because it's too small. Don't want a friendly fire. Please take that out in a 5-shot. Arrested, not the best stage. I'm gonna keep it real. It's on par with all these stages, and like these stages suck. It's just dirt bumps. It's just too chaotic, man. Like if you BL, you're dead, and you can get many BLs and BLGs because of the ramps, which is so bad. Like no one wants to go off a high-low when you're wasting. Even in He Is Coming, like barely people go off high-lows. Centrifugal, way too small. Would be a really nice stage if it was a little bit bigger, but it's way too small. Majestic, it's just the worst Danger. Like when you're playing Majestic, you wish it was in Danger because like you can escape a lot of things, and if you're Plat, you can literally just stand on top of the things. It's so annoying. I don't know. I think it's just a really B tier stage. Garden is just the worst mod in the game. Like I've never wanted to like 5 hours and then having listened to power. I just don't want to do that ever. Intro is just this is just the better. This is too small. Too small number of ramps, and if you're like smart, you know, you just go up to like halfway of the stage, turn around, and then stunt, and do the same thing over and over again until the other guy kills himself. Worst stage. Dream. It's just the worst. Popular. Alright, nice. We're back to both. We have choke points, obstacles, teamwork, spacing, and then added bias. Every stage could be a above stage, so that's why I didn't include like anything could be here. Now these ratings will be a little harsher because I can access S through D. So Arrested, I think A tier. There's a lot of choke points. There's obstacles. It allows for a lot of teamwork, and it's not too big. If you slap this baby on for 8 laps, it will be a very close, chaotic, you know, both stage. Centrifugal? I don't know. Actually, you know what? See.
Centrifugal.
Whatever. Okay. So it's too small, too chaotic. Don't like it. C tier. Actually, no, it's D. It's D. It sucks. It's terrible. Confusion. With arrow, I would put this A or B. But without arrow, it's D with arrow. But without arrow, it's a B. Contrary, S. Spacing, there's choke points, there's alternate routes. I obviously didn't put it there, but let's put okay, so you can go like here, you can go, and there's so much space, but there's choke points. You can literally guard people off that first checkpoint. If like you're good enough and you have the teamwork, you can just guard people off that. It's beautiful. Dances, B. You can air hit. You know what? I'm a Phi student, so I just go for every air hit ever. I think it's really nice. It's really big for racers. If you slap 4 laps on it, it's really nice. Diggers, B. 4 laps. I can see it work. I'll put dances on A, honestly. No. I would put Diggers C then. Yeah, I like that actually. I think it's good, but racers won't survive. Snake Dance, I'd say B. Racers won't survive, but it's not as bad as Diggers because you could roach. You could roach a lot. Fairground, no, I don't think. This is just a racing stage, right? Like D. No one wants to do that. 40V, I'd put the C. Like it's a really racing stage. There's like 4 or 5 places, maybe 6 places you can hit racers at. But there's like 3 air hits. Like you just have to run back and forth for your waster. It's not fun. No one wants to do this. D, Ghost, what? Grapefruit, I'd say A. It's really fun for racers and wasters. There's multiple alternate routes. There's choke points on like each side. There's a lot of tight finishes on Grapefruit because, you know, there's 2 alternate routes and you could say a waster's like on one side and there's waster on the other side. You have to dodge both of them. It's really interesting. He's coming. I can see this as a B. You know, it's like Snake Dance. You know, slap 9 laps on it. It's kind of running back like 40V, but it's smaller and there's more choke points. Like if you have teamwork, one waster can hug the wall, other guy can pressure, and the racer doesn't really have anywhere to go. Intro, D. Like, no racer will pick this ever, so I don't even need to talk about it. Dream, it's just a worse popular belief. Or, not worse, sorry. It's an easier for racers, but it's really hard for wasters. So there's like one choke point. So if you go into like that first corner, like the second checkpoint, you go there, right? You miss, then you have to then you have to go all the way to the last checkpoint. It's terrible, in my opinion. But I think it's a good checkpoint you can guard if you have a team. Majestic, B. I think it's really hard to hit wasters here. Or no, it's like hard sometimes and really easy sometimes. It really depends how they play. I think it's too coin flip for to be consistent A or S, but I could slap it a B. Overfly, I could put this on the same wave as 4DV. Actually, no, it's easier because there's way more spots you can hit. I think if you put 4 laps on it, like the ending, obviously you don't go for it, but like anything in the middle, like if you basically pretend you're L King in NFMM 2, it's just like a B tier. You know, you just patrol the dirt. You know, you go over to like the grass cut area, and then you fight them there, and then you just wait for them to finish the lap and do it all over again. Put 6 laps on this on Boom 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 Boom. I can see it as a not A. I can see it as the same thing as maximum. Just pretend you're L King. You know, the lack of power that they will have will make up for how big it is, because you'll have more power because you need your stunting and stuff if you're smart. Quake Onage. I don't like anything to do with that part right there. Rocket Arena D, no racers ever choosing it. Oh. Rolling sucks as a above stage. Actually, the rollings might be the worst stage in the game, honestly. But if you put like ramps, I made rolling with the both boys. I tried putting dirt ramps in like places where monsters want to stun, but without that, I think it's C. Spacewalk, C. I can see because like it's an enclosed area. Racers have to like bounce over. I think it's a very niche pick. It's on the same wave of 40V in my opinion. Santa's S. I love it. It's my favorite bow stage, and a lot of people say that racers have the easiest time in this stage because how big it is. It's basically like a racing stage, but I think otherwise. I think if you have a really good team, you don't have to kill them, you just have to slow them down, is my philosophy for bigger stages. So like, if you have 2 wasters on the same page who are just trying to slow the opposition down, just staying in front of them, making sure that your racer is fine, safe, as well as slowing them down, you don't have to kill, I think is a really good stage. It's a very fast-paced stage, in my opinion, because racers are always trying to go top speed, and then you're just there to slow them down. Really fun. Beach Arcade sucks, there's no air hit. Like, no one goes that route. I'll put in C. Evil Clown, bruh. Furious, no. Then we got Garden, just a worse. Where did I put it? Alright, yeah, C. Just the worst this stage, honestly. Gun Run C. I think if you pick Gun Run, you put 4 laps, and again, the same thing as Santa's. You just want to slow them down. You never want to actually kill them. I mean, obviously you want to kill them, but you want to keep your damage as minimal as possible, which is obviously not touching their car. And then you have to slow down. So like at the high-low, if you make them not take that, then your team has the hyper glide and like a 2-second lead. Same thing as like the last. If you make sure they miss the basic ramps, they have like a 2-second lead. It's all about slowing them down on that stage. Intro. No one wants to pick it, but it's better than this stage, so I slap it in C. Mad Party, D. What? Stretch, huh? Twisted, A. The alternate routes are really nice. I think it's too nice in my opinion. That's why it's on S. I put it in B because it's better than Snake, because the dirt ramps for racers, but it's really hard for wasters because like at the end you can either go like wide, you can go on the track, you can take the dirt path. There's so many things. You A-B out the stage. Like there's so many things for racers that it's more or less a racing. It's like a racing stage in both games because the wasters if you die in Twisted Revenge like really early, I think you're just bad. And the only reason people die in Twisted Revenge at the end is if they're like second, right? And they want to get first, and like knife lap, they're just gunning for the finish, then they die because they're being too fast. So that's why I think Twisted's really, it's really unique in my opinion, because the Waster, it's really hard to kill racers in that stage, for me at least. Maybe I'm just bad, I don't know, but I normally try slowing them down and then waiting for them to get too cocky at like 8, 9, 10, when they just want to win the game and they're getting like too tired, because it's basically like an endurance stage. So once they're on their, they're like their last lap, or 8, 9, 10, then you could strike. But I think before that, you just like corner them, they can AB out a little bit, get them a little annoyed, and then go for like the killing blow. When in danger, I think it's at the same as Majestic. It's just a little bit smaller, so I think it's better, but this tier list isn't not in any order. So yeah, so let's do like a little, let's talk about them again. Popular belief, a lot of alternate routes, choke points. I think it's the perfect both stage. Like, racers love it, like Versa loves this stage because he just likes breaking ankles, and you could do that on this stage without taking too many alternate routes. If you're just smarter than the Waster, you won't die on this stage. But the Waster has a lot of options as well. He can cut off multiple areas. You put one Waster cutting off the dirt ramp, another Waster cutting off the basic ramp that you can take the alternate route, then they can't AV into the corner, and then they just die, right? So a lot of teamwork. Santa's, a lot of teamwork, slow them down. Arrested, not much teamwork can be made because there'll be decent friendly fires, but it's just all, chaotic, high-paced stage that everyone loves. Grapefruit, a lot of alternate routes. It's kind of like, it's like a worse Santa's in my opinion. You slow them down. Dreams, slow them down. Twisted, slow them down. Dances, you can try to kill. I think it's fun. Snake, you obviously kill. He is coming, you kill. Majestic, you kill. Maximum, slow him down. Canario, I don't know how to say it. Slow him down. In danger, you try to kill. So, those are the both stages. I think all my tier lists are fine. So, thanks for watching, losers.